Roxy, and I am doing the weekly greeting card made from Inspiration sample, and it's week 4. My card this time is going to come from Delight in the Seasons, and it's from Lisa Pace, and I had bought her Delight in the Details when that came out, and I stare at that book so much. I love everything she does. I really like her style. And I hadn't heard about this until Yoli Bean told me about it. She met her at CHA and said she was really cool. Anyways, so I quick grabbed it. But the card I'm going to do is, I like her book too because she uses family pictures. So here's the card I'm going to make. I hope the glare isn't a problem. But it's a vintage inspired card, vintage look. And I thought I had a postcard like this. I mean, I know I do. I just cannot find it. I know I'm going to find it after I'm done. But that doesn't matter to me because I kind of am going to, with all the cards, you know, it's just inspiration. It's not, you know, let's try to copy it exactly how it is. It's like just picking out things that you like about it. So, I'm not going to sew it, I don't think. But anyways, I'm making a Valentine's card for my hubby. And I've got a picture of him. And he likes to garden, so I'm not going to have a problem with the flowers. I know everybody wants to do like a man's looking card, but I think if they're gardeners or even, you know, I don't know. He doesn't have a problem with floral cards. So I'm going to do that. There it is. And I like the little details. She shows how she cuts out. This is her mom when she's little. And she looks exactly like Lisa. But she shows how she just kind of cuts out her arm so it comes over the little sentiment here. And little details like that. So I will get started. I've got some of my stuff pulled. And I think I'll start on... I'm going to use this New Physiography book. It's from 1907, and I never knew what physiography was or is, but it's typography, I guess, or what makes the world, what makes Earth, I guess. I don't even know, really. But anyways, I'm going to destroy it. And I know, like, a lot of people have a problem with that, but I don't think anybody's going to miss this physiography book from 100 years ago or more. So, I did it. Okay, I probably should get a measurement of the card here, too. Oops. Oops. There. Oop, there. And I don't even have a card base. Oh, yes. Okay, hang on. Okay, so I was going to use the Stampin' Up! Scallop, but it's too big. And she even uses scallop scissors, so I have my old scallop scissors. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so, and there's Scrubby when he was little. Isn't he cute? Such a cute little boy. He had a bunny named, it was a white bunny, and he goes, guess what his name was? And I'm like, you know, Fluffy, thinking, no. And he goes, no, Whitey. And then he had a Dalmatian, and her name was, oops, am I showing it there? Her name was Chipper, like in chocolate chip ice cream. So they were pretty original with their, okay, I gotta be quiet because Mr. Gallo's upstairs. We can't let him downstairs anymore because of his arthritis. Oh, shoot. Oh, here he comes. All right, well, anyways, so Gallo's got really bad arthritis, and, oh, he came downstairs, and we're trying not to get him to come downstairs, but he heard me talking. Okay, go lay down. Go on. That's all the treat you get for making your way down here. All right, so I didn't do that right, so here we go. Let me see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I got to tell you about Diana, a celebration. her homeland or home house or what, I don't know what it's called. Althorpe, her brother Charles Spencer, I guess has put together this, and her estate, I'm sure, has put together this fabulous exhibit of her wedding gown and 28 of her dresses. And like, you think we're hoarders? She kept everything. I mean, it looks like they kept everything from her childhood, everything. Her school uniform until she was 9 years old. But anyways, so Thursday, I had a thing for work that was due Friday. And of course, I work best when I procrastinate. So I procrastinated long enough, and Thursday I'm working on my story and expecting to finish it in the, work on it in the morning and then get it done the next day and send it in. And then Scrubby calls and says, "What are you doing today?" And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking going to Bloomingdale's, because that's what my plan was. Work on my article in the morning, go to Bloomingdale's because they're closing, my favorite store, which is sad. And then, go shopping a little bit. And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm just working today." He goes, "Oh," he says, "well, I need to take a half day because he's had some family issues." And of course I take a, well, that's not cool. I like how this turned out. I took one of the papers or pages, and somebody had all scribbled on it, so that's cool. So he goes, "How about, because when, they announced that the Diana exhibit was starting last week, and it was in the paper, and I went nuts, and everybody I've asked, 'Did you see what's coming?' So he knows how much I love her, and how sad, how tragic it was. That has got to be the most tragic story of all of the royalty stories. And I'm talking so much, I'm not paying attention. So he goes, "Well, how about if I come home and we go and see," he says, "I'll take you to the Diana exhibit." And I'm like, screw the story. Sorry, pardon my French. So I go, "Oh, okay. I can work really hard, blah, blah, blah." So he comes home. And that morning I talked to one of my friends that I've met on YouTube. I won't say her name because I don't want to embarrass her or anything. And I don't, it wouldn't be because she's not the embarrassing type. But she was talking about how she was having a rough week, and she'd already cried 3 times, and she's sensitive and getting upset, and people are hurting her feelings. And she goes, "Roxy, I think I got menopause." And I said, "Well," "it gets worse from here." But I said, "No," I said, it comes, they say it starts in your 30s now, this perimenopause and premenopause. And I said, I wouldn't be surprised. And I said, it sounds to me like, it probably is. So, anyways, I was telling Scrubby. And he goes, "Well, how old is she?" And I said, "Oh, I think she's 38 or 40, because I really don't know. But now I do, because I asked her. Or actually, she told me." And he goes, "Well," and he said, "Well, isn't she kind of young?" And I told him how, I think, some women have PMS, which I did. And I said, I think that's part of it. The perimenopause is kind of the PMS, gets in full blown in that. He goes, "Oh," he said, "Well, did you tell her?" Because, obviously he got the brunt of it from me. He goes, "Oh, yeah." He goes, so we're talking about PMS. He goes, "Oh, so did you tell her we call that the 1990s in our house?" And I'm like, I was ready to hit him. I said, I could lash out right now and just, blame it on PMS again. But I didn't. But anyways, he thought he was pretty clever saying that. So anyways, we get to the Princess Diana thing. It was, if it comes to your city, go. If you haven't already, because it's been several. I guess it goes to maybe 2 places in the U.S. or wherever, and then it goes back to Althorpe for the summer. Like, it's going to be here till June, and then it goes back to Althorpe, and then I don't know if it travels. I think it travels after that somewhere. So it goes like to a U.S. or wherever city in the fall, winter, and then another city in the winter, spring. So how did that get separated? So anyways, oh, it is incredible. Especially if you really liked her, or, you know, you don't have to like her though, because it's just a huge part of our history. But oh my gosh, oh, when she died, it was just, I couldn't believe it. I felt so sad for those kids. And here's how we found out. We were down at our lake, and this was our, oh, I was going to say, it looks like she did some gesso on her. So I just want to do like a dry, I'm going to cover this area, so I just want to do kind of, so we were down at the lake, and this was our typical weekend at the lake. We'd get there Friday night after work, you know, after trudging home from work. Actually, we both would just go from work to the lake. And then Friday night, we'd have a couple brewskis and, you know, have like a sandwich or something easy to eat. And then just sit around, and we mostly clean everything because it would get so dusty all week and stuff. So it was mostly like cleaning and getting all the groceries in. And then Saturday, go out in the water or go sit outside or cut the grass or, you know, do more work. And then Saturday night, like Scrubby, if he lived in a perfect world, he would have pizza, chicken, you know, fried chicken, and hamburgers. And then a potato, you know, he's Irish, so he needs a potato, so French fries. He could eat that every day, all day long. Okay, so Saturday nights, we'd go into town, and it was this little small town called Cannon Falls, really pretty little town, and they had a grocery store that was just sky high prices because, you know, they had a lot of lake people, which they always frowned on us, you know, because we were seasonal. And then they had, so I don't know why, I wonder if we always joked that they reduced the prices during the week and jacked them up on the weekend. And I wouldn't put it past them. But anyway, so we'd go there because they had the best fried chicken at their deli. And for some reason, I think they were like range-fed chicken before that was even popular. And they were as plump as could be. So we'd get that and get the Sunday paper, because then Sunday, that was like lay around day, you know, visit with the neighbors or have a barbecue with the neighbors or go on the boat or the pontoon or whatever. So that was like, nobody was going anywhere except, you know, have fun. So we'd get the Sunday paper early. So that weekend, I think it happened, did it happen on a Friday night? So we got the Sunday paper, and the headline was, Princess Diana in terrible car accident. At that time, it was an early edition. They didn't know she had passed away. So all night long, I'm like, oh my gosh, her kids, you know, that stupid Charles, who's going to take care of her kids and raise them the way she wanted to raise them while she's recuperating, I'm thinking. I'm not even thinking like, you know, for the rest of their life. I'm thinking while she's in the hospital, he'll get his hands on them, and, you know, not that I know him very well, but that's what I'm thinking. So, you know, and I thought, oh, and she was so happy. Hear this terrible accident. I hope she's not like paralyzed or something, because that easily can happen. So, I'm like beside myself, worrying about her all night. The next day, we go over to his sister had they had a cabin on the other side of the lake. So I think I wonder it wasn't Mother's Day. It was some kind of a holiday, either a birthday with the furlongs or something, I don't know. So we go over there and everybody's there, all the siblings and their spouses and nieces and nephews and grandma and grandpa and blah, blah, blah. And we were all kind of out talking, and I said, well, isn't that terrible what happened to Diana? And I'm talking like, I hope she didn't get hurt real bad, and I hope, Charles doesn't get on his hands on those kids for a few months while she's, blah, blah, blah. And my brother-in-law goes, everybody calls me Rocky. He goes, Rocky, what are you talking about? And I go, well, I just, worry. I hope she's okay. And he goes, she's dead. And I'm like, what? And he goes, she's dead. Ding dong dead or something like that. Like really mean. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then a couple other people piped in and I started bawling. And my mother-in-law is like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry that you had to hear it that way. And I was like beside myself. And I don't even know this woman. But, that being said, I think she touched people so deeply that, okay, so I got over it. But I still, to this day, whenever I think of that, I just think, oh, that Tom was so mean. But, because that's just how he is. But anyways, so yesterday, it's Thursday, going through the exhibit, people were sniffling, including, me. I was like probably the loudest. Through the whole thing, it just is so touching. And, you think of all these memories and how, all she wanted to do was help people. And she, was doing such a good job of it. And she's such a sweet person. I'm not getting verklempt. I'm just, I kind of wonder, I think I'm going to leave that white. So, that was really cool. It was a really, really, I'm so glad. And I want to go again. I might, because it was so cool to see. Oh, that was something too. Excuse my sniffles. To see, they have like film footage here and there. And then like all her dresses and stuff. The only one I missed was remember the sweater she had that had lambs on it? That became like, everybody in the world had that sweater, had a variation of it. I'm surprised they didn't have it. Maybe she threw it away, but I think that's kind of what started the whole ugly Christmas sweater trend. But anyways, it was really cool to see this old footage and realize how influenced we were by her style. Because I could tell you, I had, just from what I saw there, I know I had like 4 dresses that were definitely, including my wedding dress, that were definitely influenced by Lady or Princess Diana. Yeah, my wedding dress was one. In fact, I even had a fruitcake for my wedding cake because I wanted to be just like Diana. And she actually I got married 2 years after her. So, trust me, it was by no means close to what her gown was. I'm sure her cake either, but it's just how she influenced people, especially me. Oh, so then, okay. So after that, I told Bill, I said, we're watching TV on Saturday, so we know what's going on. And Sunday morning, blah, blah, blah. So one Sunday, years later, I don't even know how many years later, but somebody might know the answer. But years later, we're down at the lake, blah, blah, blah. It's Sunday morning. And I slept in, and Scrubby went to church and came home, and he was like, Rock, get up. And I'm like, what? And he goes, you need to turn the TV on. I go, why? He goes, you just got to turn the TV on. Something bad happened. And I turn the TV on, and they can't find John Kennedy. And I'm like, now what's going on? So sure enough, he got lost at sea. And I was like, after that, I was just like, I'm not even coming down to the lake anymore. But that was a horrid tragedy. Just terrible. I was going to put this on, but that was just, and you know, you really think about, like, especially the Kennedys, how much more tragic can that family endure? I don't know. It's just sad. Okay, so here's Engraved Garden. Oh my gosh. I just got this a few weeks ago. It's beautiful. So I'm going to use some of this. That'd be pretty together. Where's little baby boy? I have an infarction in my... I have a respiratory infection. And I don't want to go into details because it's a bacterial. And I've already... Oh, that's pretty. That might be nice. The blues. I've already gone through antibiotics once. It went away, but it didn't go away enough. So now I'm on antibiotics again, and it's not any fun. Okay, so it's like this hideous, I should do hideous dry cough, and I think that's going to be too big. I wonder if that's too fancy for my little baby boy here. I guess he was just the sweetest little boy. That's all I hear. In fact, one day, his mom, like, he would go out and play, you know, during the day by himself. He was the youngest. He'd go out and play, and then when he got done, bring himself in the house and go upstairs and take his nap. Like, how many kids would do that, you know? So one day he's out playing, and there was a, you know how some people have window wells at their basement? You know, their basement window is down here, and then they have that kind of metal U-shaped thing, and it kind of digs down the ground, and then there's the window. I think that, I don't even know what that's for, I suppose, so that it's not right at ground level. So he got the hose out because he wanted to fill up that window well of the neighbor's house and see, you know, what would happen. Well, he's standing there with the hose, and he said it was taking forever, and he kind of got a little tired because he had had lunch already. And he said, so he just set the hose there and thought, oh, I'll come back after lunch. Well, sure enough, the neighbor comes over while he's taking his little nap in his cute little bed and is like frantic because their basement's flooded. And so the mom's like, what are you doing? What happened? And he told her, and you know, he came running down and he told her that he was really sorry, the neighbor and stuff. And they literally said, oh, you poor thing. Like, they felt bad because he was so upset. Because he was such a sweet kid. And I just thought, if that was me, I would have been having to shovel, or, you know, haul out pail by pail all the water that I'd put in the basement. But not him. I'm not sure about this paper now. Might be too sophisticated. So I'm going to go look for some more and I'll be back. So, that paper I think was too sophisticated for a boy or a child. And not retro enough. So I found some Webster's pages and some Butterfly Garden from Pink Paisley, and I'm going to try to piece these babies together. And I might have to use kind of a variation of what Lisa did down here, because I don't have, I could use like a stamped image, but I might have to change that up a bit. So, okay, here we go. Excuse me. Maybe I'll cut little baby Scrubby out first. Chipper. I think I'll do this off camera so you don't have to sit and watch. So here is, oops, my finished card. And I just want to get some details. So that's little Billy when he was, I think, 4. And I used the Tim Holtz styled labels for the sentiment, which is a $1 Michaels stamp, and some vintage buttons. And then I cut out I ended up using Webster's Pages for the background, and I think that's probably what Lisa Pace may have used. It looks similar, or it's that kind of style. But I just cut that out and glued that onto the text paper and made my little wings and crown out of the Tim Holtz Heart Wings die. And then I used the lip gloss glue, or lip glue, to edge the wing, and just use some Martha Stewart glitter. And then I also put some sugar shimmer on the wing. And then that's a vintage piece of lace. So that's the little guy. I like how it turned out with his little rabbit whitey. So that's that one. Oh, and then I put some pearls on his crown. And then I made another one. I ended up making another one anyways. And that's when he was with Chipper. I think he's probably about 8 or 9 there. But I actually got to meet Chipper because Scrubby and I met when we were 15. And Chipper was a little sweet dog. So I did the same cutout. This is actually a Webster Pages die cut heart. And I just put it on Kitty Wampus and cut the edges. And then I raised up, I cut this piece with my pinking shears with the little birdie with his holly berries and his cute hat. And he's sitting on a key. And then I popped that up with some mounting tape. And then again, another styled labels with that sentiment. And then I just used a red button because I wanted to, I stickled the little red berries, and then I used red beads on his, or red pearls on his crown. So there's the 2 cards. I really love this style of card, and I know I'm going to make some more with vintage, and just I like the cutting out of layering the background, collaging it. So there they are. Oh, and then on the little baby crown, I cut that down because it was just a little bit too big for the little boy, for little Billy, and then the big one is okay for that. So there they are. I hope you can join me. I've got a few people that have joined in on this challenge. Monica BC Dula, Lisa Wolf, who is Scrapping Pink Lady, Michelle Menzer, who is Bohemian Gypsy, Patty Legoo, and I think hers is Prairie Paper and Ink, or in ink, I think. And then Minneapolis Betty, and Terry from Little Birdie 2. She doesn't have a channel, or she doesn't do videos yet, but she has a channel. So you can coach her on. And then Tammy Azuna, and that's her channel is Tammy Ozuna. It's Ozuna. And Tina from Style Your Do. And I think Anastasia is doing it too. So please join me in this challenge. It's so fun. I'm getting a lot of extra cards and pushing myself to try different things. And and then if you do the challenge, let me know so I can announce it at my next card class, or not class, video. And then also do a video response. And to do that, you click on, as you're going to do it, as if you're going to do a reply, and you just click on the reply button. It'll say video response. It'll take you to your list of videos, and you can click the one you want a video response to mine, and then I just accept it after I see it, or I get the message. So please join. Thanks. Bye.